Just waiting for this stream to come on. Yeah, I'm there. Okay, right. Now, I wanted to say a few bits and pieces which are important, and I need to say them now in particular because we know that very, very corrupt and dangerous people are running this country, and those of us who are trying to shed light on their criminality are being very heavily targeted at the moment. So you will know that a character assassination took place on me and my good name by a judge of the High Court on Friday, Judge Senan Allen. And this judgment is probably one of the most corrupt in Irish legal history, because it was based on a court hearing in which the plaintiffs did not show up. The people who were accusing me of being a liar failed to turn up. The judge did not hear the evidence. He did not want to hear the evidence. And that was just a tiny percentage of some of the stuff that happened in this outrageous kangaroo court. And then he proceeded to tell lies about me. And these lies are not about me per se, but the fact that he has taken this decision, and he has told very serious lies about me. He's called me a liar. He has said I don't have a right to free speech because I didn't tell the truth. And this is a grotesque defamation against my character. But I have the right to free speech. Everyone has a right to free speech. But his implication is that I was lying, which I was not. And this man should be jailed for what he has done, not least because of the character assassination he has carried out on me, but because of the substantive issue, which is I am trying to draw attention to what is going on in Beaumont Hospital. Why should any of you care? Because Beaumont Hospital is the ground zero for what's going on in this vaccination hell, dystopia that we are living through. Beaumont Hospital is where people are being brought if they have clots, if they have hemorrhages, if they have strokes, if they have convulsions, you name it. That's where they're being brought. And if these injuries are caused by the vaccine, then they're being more than likely being brought there. This is a matter of enormous public interest. And if you're not interested in this, you're a zombie like the rest of them. And yeah, I was talking to somebody earlier today, and they were making the point, what's going on with this cull of humanity is they're getting rid of so many stupid people. And this is just a fact. You can see a video that I put up earlier of people in McDonald's getting a free Big Mac to get the vaccine. These people are walking to their deaths. You'd wonder, do they have a brain cell in their heads? But this is what is happening. This is how far we have fallen as a species. So I have an absolute responsibility as a human, as a journalist, as a Catholic, to tell people what's going on in Beaumont Hospital. And I will not be stopped or gagged by any corrupt judge, corrupt hospital manager, corrupt director of nursing. And this decision I have taken because what is going on at the moment is so abhorrent and so sickening. In the last few months, a number of whistleblowers from Beaumont approached me, and you know this. And they had carried out in the previous weeks and months recordings of what was going on in the hospital. And they wanted me to have them and to hear them. And so I was able to hear the voices of Mary Murray, of other senior management, coercing staff. Some of these recordings are so shocking that if we lived in a functioning democracy that cared about the welfare of its people, Mary Murray would be jailed. I said this in court, and I say it again. And when I said it to Senan Allen, he didn't want to know. His priority as a judge, overriding priority, is the welfare of the Irish people, that justice is done for them and that the truth be told. His position as a judge of the High Court is to look at these lawyers, paid for by you, by the way, and say, who are representing Beaumont, and say to them, where are your clients? Why aren't they in here today? The defendant is here, but where are they? I'm not proceeding with this case until Ian Carter, CEO, and Mary Murray, Director of Nursing, turn up and face the person they are saying is lying about them. That's the first outrage that happened against me. And if Senan Allen thinks that I am going to allow him to shred my reputation and that he is going to call me a liar, he has another thing coming. I don't care if he's the Chief Justice. He has no right to deny me my constitutional right to a fair trial. And I said to him, please stop this court and bring in my accusers. That is my right, not only under Bunreacht na hÉireann, but under every single European and international human rights treaty that we as a country are signed up to. And Senan Allen knows that. And as John sat beside me watching him, because I couldn't see him because he was out of, I don't know why, but when I tried to see him, he was sort of hiding down. So I didn't really have proper eye shot of him when I spoke to him. But John could see, and John has clearly stated in his court report on in the Irish Light, how this judge seemed to be absolutely quivering, and rightly so, because he was in breach of office. He was in breach of office. I told him that there were whistleblowers who had told me what was going on in the hospital. At that point, he should have said, okay, I need to hear their testimonies to see if this is true. I told him I had first-hand evidence of Mary Murray and others putting pressure on staff to take an experimental needle. He didn't want to know. But you, the Irish people, have to know, because they're coming for your children next. And Beaumont is the biggest acute hospital in the country dealing with circulatory and neurological diseases, i.e. vaccine injuries. So you've got to know. You have got to know what's going on, because those people are giving false information about the vaccine. So much. We have a mountain of it. And the reason I'm doing this stream now is that I want to say very, very clearly that much recording has happened in Beaumont Hospital in the course of the last few months. And I've been going through the tapes again, and with my legal advisors, and unbelievable. Some of the things that have been said to staff in there, and some of the things that staff have said to me, including those who work with Ian Carter every day. And the Irish people have a right to know, because they pay Ian Carter's wages. So, based on that, and based on the fact that I am threatened with jail, threatened with legal costs or damages for apparently telling lies when all I did was tell the truth, and not based only on what the whistleblowers said, but I could hear the voice of Mary Murray saying it. I have numerous recordings of Mary Murray with different staff who all came to me separately. One of them in particular specifically said she could not take a vaccine because of a previous reaction to a drug. But that wasn't sufficient for Mary Murray. And yet those people went into court, at least their lawyers, paid for by you, went into court and they said that I was lying. So the Irish people and I deserve justice. The whistleblowers deserve justice. And enough is enough. Enough of these courts, these hospitals, these creepy politicians lying to us and basically wanting to wipe you out with their experimental, dangerous drugs. It has got to come to an end. So, what is going to happen is the following. These recordings are going to be released. And in the event of anything happening to me, in the event of any Garda Síochána laying a finger on me, or in the event of any judge attempting to silence this incredible story of enormous public interest, there's never been a more important story. Everything else pales into insignificance. Because we're talking about the wholesale attack on our people by these maniacs who are running the country. If anything happens to me, all of those tapes and recordings are going to be released, the full lot of them. And believe you me, if I was Ian Carter, I probably will be jumping on the ferry back to Wales, where he comes from. Because some of the people I spoke to, as I said, and they came to me, by the way, Ian Carter, Mary Murray, Senan Allen, you might try to destroy my good name. You might try to have me jailed for telling the truth. But these people came to me. I did not ask them. They came to me. Some of them work right beside you. And some of the things that they told me, which are verifiable, and I know that these people are not lying. We've got some questions about China, Mr. Carter. I could write several books about Beaumont Hospital. And why, if you say, well, Beaumont, so what Beaumont? No, Beaumont is, as I say, the epicenter. Because if the government doesn't, and NEFIT and all of the globalist creeps that are involved in this genocide, if they don't have Beaumont on board, then the whole thing collapses. Because Beaumont is where it's being covered up. I was talking to a man where the whole scale of it is being covered up. I was talking to a man yesterday who was telling me that he was talking to an undertaker. Now, this is second-hand, so it needs to be verified first-hand, but I'm just passing this on as an interesting story. I believe the man who told me. I believe he was talking to an undertaker, and the undertaker was saying that the corpses of those who have been vaccinated are, some of the clotting is so severe that they are not able to make the body acceptable for viewing or for to restore the body to its previous shape, if you know what I mean. So this is in relation to the clots. Now, I will be verifying that story, but if it is true, then we need to know. And all of these stories have to be stood up. But I am very, very satisfied that all of the whistleblowers who came to me are truthful. And in most cases, they provided me first-hand evidence of Mary Murray, who's a public servant, She's paid using your taxes. She's paid out of your purse. So that is why she must be held accountable. So I'm going to finish this stream now, but I'm going to say that it is absolutely critical that you share this and that you let people know that if anything happens to me, if An Garda Síochána tried to take me in on foot of a phony corrupt order by Judge Senan Allen, everything is going to be released. And Ian Carter and Mary Murray will regret the day that they called me a liar and tried to silence me, tried to assassinate my character because I was exposing the corrupt activities that they are involved in, and the fact that people in that hospital their lives are being recklessly endangered. All of this evidence is going to be released. Keep an eye on my site for updates. Thank you, everyone. Good evening.